Hi everybody, I'm Brianna and this is Winnie and this is our enchanted forest. So I've been designing and building this space for about 3 years now, and I have an entire playlist documenting all of the work that I've been doing, including cleaning up 3,000 pounds of garbage and building a trail system. And this year I built a new rock garden, and so I'm going to give you a summer tour. I did do an autumn tour so you can see what it looks like in the fall. But as I've mentioned in one of my vlogs, things around here have changed quite a bit because a lot of the trees from our neighbor's yard are gone, and so it does look a little bit different back here. But there's so many things beautifully changing throughout the forest, including more foxgloves and just so much more magic, and the earth is really starting to regenerate. Probably one of the most exciting things of this year is that I can finally walk around barefoot safely back here because I've cleaned up enough garbage, and so that feels really great to finally be able to walk around barefoot. There are a few areas that I wouldn't walk around barefoot until I can do more of a deep cleanse, but mostly I can walk around barefoot, and that is so freeing. So I have really built up the magic in here over the last few years. What are you doing, Winnie? You have to see Winnie. Winnie, what are you doing? He is seriously the silliest cat ever. So let's go for a walk and I will show you all of the new trails, just all of the magic that has been coming to life in here over this summer. So let's just go back to the beginning a little bit because there are a few things that I want to point out. Okay, so this is the path that you walk up on, and I have foxgloves starting to grow in here, and I also transplanted a bunch of foxgloves. I love these two foxgloves. I call them my star-crossed lovers. I think they are so sweet. And there's my other little lover. So something that I've been working on this year specifically with the path is creating an archway of the salmon berries. And so I've been leading them as they've been growing. So here's a really good arch. And then there's another one growing over here. So you can see all of this is the arch that I've been building, and all of the berries fall off of it. I'm just trying to create like those secret garden, overgrown, great expectations kind of experience back here, and I feel like I have been really getting there. Then you walk through and I have several plants starting to pop up. I've got some feverfew growing in here, and this foxglove just popped up this year and it's so beautiful. Hi, Winnie. And I also have some daisies starting to grow in, and also just foxgloves all over the place. That's the entrance to my new garden. This is a path that leads all the way around. These salmon berries have been my biggest adversary of this year, and their roots are just so gnarly and insane, and it's been really hard to work with them and around them. So here we walk into the stone circle, and you can see some of these foxgloves over there. They're so beautiful in the sunlight, and she is doing really well. And that is my Binks statue to represent my familiar before Winnie, and a couple earth offerings. And so yeah, this is the stone circle area. And I did plant a ring of white alyssum flowers around it, but the animals have been eating them, and so it was a bit of a fail, but it still looks really pretty. I did discover that this year this is an elderberry tree, which I don't know how I didn't realize this before, but she's an elderberry. And so if we come around from the pathway, we have this cluster of foxgloves. They are so beautiful. And then if we come around to the other path, then you will see that I have an entire family of foxgloves growing here, and I have transplanted some of those elsewhere because there are so many. Over here, this hill where Winnie is leading us is my new foxglove hill. And so I did have a foxglove grow, but it didn't flower. And so I've transplanted a bunch of little foxgloves all throughout this soil. And so next year I'm hoping that it will just be like a little bit of a foxglove forest. And that is my discard pile, which is just absolutely insane. And it is what it is. And these are the stone rocks. These are the focal point of this forest area. And I just love these megalith stones. Also, this fern looks prehistoric. I have been cleaning it up over the last year and a half, and so that it can get bigger and healthier. This is another elderberry tree. And these trees shed so much wood. That's why there's so much cleanup in the trail system to start the summer, just because they shed so much wood. Then if we keep walking, we come down to my boat. This is a boat that was left in the yard by the original owners, and we haven't been able to take it out of the property yet, so it's just kind of sitting here. So here's just another view of where we just were. And then if we come around here, this is all ivy, and it's so beautiful. This is actually another abandoned garden, or some kind of garden, and it's just all ivy all throughout, and it's so cool. And then all my blackberries are on the other side. So if we come through here, this trail, I'm actually wearing shoes now because it's kind of hard to walk through here with bare feet because it's so rough. And so here we come. There's Winnie hiding. I see you, silly boy. So there's the garden where I originally came down at the beginning of the video, and then we can turn into my new path. And this leads us back to the stone circle. One of my greatest joys right now is these two baby deer twins that have been coming over and walking the trail system, and then they jump through the trails and they run, and it is just the absolute sweetest and dearest thing ever. And so I really love watching the animals use my trail system. Last year I even saw a couple bears use the trails, and so I would really love to get a wildlife camera and set it up and see what happens. So that's something that I would love to do in the future. So let's go into the new goddess garden. So this is the goddess garden, and this is a really big area that one day it will be much more expansive, but this is the goddess garden area, so that's why I'm kind of stuck between, do I call this entire area the secret garden, or is it all a goddess garden? I don't know. I'm just kind of playing with that. And so this is the triple goddess symbol, and I put my herbs and my plants in it. Most of the things out here are herbs, medicinal things like mugwort, feverfew, lavender, I even have oregano and thyme and catmint for Winnie. Oh, and I've also got some St. John's wort, lots and lots of mugwort, sagewort, Winnie absolutely loves it back here. He loves to get up onto the bench and hang out, and it's so beautiful. There's not much sun back here, but at the end of the day, the sun kind of shines into here and onto the sage and the mugwort, and it's just so beautiful. So there I have my mugworts, and I have rosemary too, and plantain. And I transplanted that fern and it is struggling a bit, but it will bounce back. And so yeah, it's just all coming together back here, and I'm just so in love with it. I think it's so peaceful and beautiful and really invokes the essence of the goddess. Hi, Winnie. And that's my lavender. This is my discard pile. It's not even a pile. It's literally a mountain. It's hilarious. A little fairy wing. Look at Winnie just soaking it all in. If you have been following me for a while, then you probably saw my video at the end of last year where I was talking about some of my goals, and how one of my goals is to share the Enchanted Forest with more people. And I have been doing that. I've had a lot more people over this year, and I am hosting some ceremonies this summer and hopefully some workshops. And so I'm just feeling really grounded in all of the work that I've done to create this space to host community and to host other witches and witchcraft community. That's basically been my goal this whole time, and I feel like I'm at a place where that is starting to really be fulfilled and come to life. Look at Winnie. Winnie is obviously the most magical thing in this forest. Winnie, you silly boy, what are you doing? What are you doing? So just for some more perspective, you come in here, there's that trail, there's the trail there, there's a trail there leading to a Winnie, and there's another trail there in behind the pile, and then that trail over there into the new garden. And then this loops around back to my vegetable and flower garden and the house. Here is just another view of the stone circle area and this little path. These are Outlander worthy stone circle rocks. Where's Winnie? I don't see him, do you? There he is. You're playing hide and seek. Thank you so much for coming on this summer tour with me. I'm so happy with how everything has turned out and the way that the earth is beginning to regenerate and come back to life, and seeing how that is playing out in terms of the plants that are starting to pop up and the way that the earth is starting to rebound after being smothered with garbage for so long. Again, we do still have a lot of garbage to clean up, and it's totally hidden away. It's just like roofing and housing materials, but I've done what I can by hand, and I'm super proud of myself, and I'm feeling really grounded and grateful that I get to be able to share this with people now. This is what I've been working towards for the last 3 years, to create a physical space to have community. And so that is starting to be fulfilled and starting to manifest. Being able to see Winnie play in here with the animals and not have to walk over garbage and sludge to get back here and enjoy the earth is just... I don't have very many words to describe the joy that that brings me. Hi. Yes. And because Binks was always climbing over the garbage, and so the things that we do for our babies. So thank you so much for coming on this tour with me. Definitely check out my playlist so that you can see all of this be built and transformed and hopefully it inspires you to do some creative projects with the earth and get to know the earth that way and get to know the cycles and the wheel of the year in this way. This is one of the ways that I've really deepened my connection with the wheel of the year and living with the wheel of the year, getting to witness all of this work that I'm so hands-on with transform and kind of molt through the years or through the seasons and the cycles. It's a really great way for me to observe how the earth is changing and how that's reflected within me and what I'm doing with the land. And so I hope that makes sense. And yeah, so thank you so much for being here and coming along on this crazy, wild ride with me. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.